Hey campers, Georgia, back in the man cave. 2025. What? Who would have thought? I didn't. Guess what? Remember that mail call with all them knives? I got one here. Yep. Time for a review. Let's check it out. Like I said, it's time for a review. It's been a while for me. And I got all those knives from Robert in New Jersey. A bunch of them, including Rough Ryder. You know me, I'm a huge Rough Ryder fan. I'm on a budget, and Rough Ryder, their budget knives, you can't beat with a big stick. The value for money, unbelievable. And not only that, they got me where I am here right now on YouTube. Without Rough Ryder, I would have been lost. And guess what he sent me? Not just this one, but a couple of them. And a bunch more. This one is the Rough Ryder Reserve. And you can see the packaging here. It comes in this pretty cool tube. And it says RRR, Rough Ryder Reserve. This is the high-end knife from Rough Ryder. I have one other, and yeah, it was gifted to me. I can't afford these guys. That's why I buy their budget ones. You can't beat them. I'm not joking. If you haven't looked at Rough Ryder, you need to start looking at them if you're on a budget. Anywho, back to this guy. And let's see what it is. You got the package. You got a big foam thingy in here. And it comes in some paper that actually has the triple R on it. Very cool. Oh, I just remembered what it is. And here it is here. Look at this guy. Okay. Can you believe that this is a Rough Ryder? It's a budget company. Although this is their high end, look at this. This is a very cool knife. Look at that. Let me open the blade for you. And yeah, look. Very nice Hawkbill. Look at the shape of that blade. And it's sharp. Now, it's not a big knife. Look at that. The handle is almost really small. Very cool. I love this. It's, I've forgotten all about Rough Ryder. How could I have done that? Look at this. Now, this guy is the Rough Ryder RRR 038. And it's called the Rough Ryder Reserve Hawkeye Gentleman's Hawkbill. Look at that. Just have a look. Look how clean that is. Beautiful. Very nice indeed. And now you're looking at it, it has all the Rough Ryder stuff I love. The nail neck, match strike. The bolsters, big and bold. Now, one thing about the Reserve, they don't put anything on the bolsters. They don't have that double R or the single R or anything like that. Now, they do have Rough Ryder Reserve right there. And then it says RRR 038, and yeah, it's D2 China. I know. All my knives from Rough Ryder come from China, and I haven't had a problem with any one of them. Just saying. D2 steel. Look at that. That first for me from Rough Ryder. And if you're looking here now, if the ricasso has the information on there. It's a nice big ricasso, and you got the finger right there, so your finger can go in there and you can hold it. Now, unfortunate for me, I have all palm, no fingers. So my grubby is not really designed for 90% of the handles out there. This one is okay. It's a little short for me, but it'll do. This is a pocket knife. It's not a camp knife or anything like that where I'm going to do some heavy chores with it. This type of blade actually makes for a good work knife, EDC, by the way. You can cut your cardboard with it. You can make some nice little indents with it. And it's sharp. It's made for cutting. So a Hawkbill is always a good idea if you haven't tried one for a work knife. Now it has that big shield on here, the inserted shield, you see that? And it's actually doesn't even stick out. Look at that. And then you got the pins. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins in it there. You have a lanyard hole, something you don't see that much on a folder anymore. Brass liners. Look at that. I love it when they do that. They do that a lot, and it really brings them out. Now, the bolsters are stainless steel, not D2, just the blade. Still, stainless steel bolster and D2 steel blade, you can't beat. Very nice. I'm loving this. Now, for me, this is a first from Rough Ryder, and I probably have 2 other knives. They have real bone handles. Look at that. Look at that. This is an awesome knife. It's the first time I've really looked closely at their reserve. Man, very nice. Now, all they say about the handle is that it's jigged bone. It's red jigged bone. Very cool. Very cool. Now, if you look here, it's just there is the grind on this is a flat grind, and it is what, a lot of people say this, and the satin finish on the blade, and you can see it here. Now, I've been playing with it with my grubbies, so there might be fingerprints on there, but no deal. No big deal there. And then here you have your false blade. Yep, it's called that. I just call it a false blade because I can never remember that name. What do you do? And I can tell you, I've yet to have a Rough Ryder that doesn't come sharp. Let me find a piece of paper. I have one right here. Let's see, just, whoa. Look at that. I love a Hawkbill. And a Hawkbill that cuts like that is a good Hawkbill. Wow, look at that. Okay, let's have a closer look at some of the dimensions here. So I'm going to close it up. And now, one thing you have to remember about a lot of traditional knives is that they don't lock. Okay? And because of that, you need to have a really good spring on it for a couple of reasons. One, a good spring won't release really easily. And of course, you want that safety half stop. So here goes. And you can see the snap on this thing is awesome. And it has a half stop, which is a good thing. And then coming into the top here, it really slams in there. If I do that, that's some snap right there. Very cool. I'm used to these folders not being locked. I mean, you can get the lock backs and the liner locks and that, but most traditional style pocket knives do not lock. So just be aware of that. Not something you want to forget. So, like I said, let's look at the dimensions. Closed. I have my very accurate ruler here. So, closed is exactly 3.5 inches, bolster to bolster. Okay, well, should I say bolster to butt? Now, open, like I was saying, it's not a big knife. Let's see what it is open. So looking here from the tip of the blade to the butt, close enough for government work. So from the tip there to the butt, 6 1/4. Not bad. Bigger than I thought it would be. It doesn't look it. Let's look at the blade. The length of the blade from the tip here to where the bolster is. And you're looking at 2¼ from there to right to the front of the bolster. Pet peeve of mine, that's not the whole blade. The whole blade is the working edge, okay? From the tip there, right up there to the choil, and it does have a nice big choil, which is good. So, from the tip to the choil, 2 1/8. So from there, right to there, the working edge is 2 1/8. You can see the blade it's pretty thick. That's a nice solid blade, and it has the false edge on it, and of course, the match strike. Can't beat that. So there you go. That's pretty solid. And while I was looking at that, showing you the depth of the blade, the thickness, look at this. You saw that snap on it. You see the blade here? Okay. Now when you look at the spring, look how wide that spring is. This is a solid spring, and that's why you've got that snap on it. Very cool. Did a good job here. Do you think it's sharp? I've been cutting things with it. Like I was saying, you should, if you're looking for a work knife, a nice work knife, something like this, a Hawkbill is pretty handy. For me at work, I work in a maintenance department. We repair heavy machinery and things like that. And we receive a lot of stuff in cardboard boxes. Our company is big on recycling. They recycle everything. So you take it out of the cardboard box, you got to cut it up and put it in the compactor. So you want to be able to cut cardboard. And that is dealing with it very well, I would say. Very nice. I love to whittle, so I can't walk past a piece of wood. So if I have a knife in my pocket, this one, for example, I'm going to pick up a piece of wood and whittle it. This is not a whittling knife, but it has a nice sharp point and you've got this big curve. Now, when you whittle, you don't push straight like this. You actually curve. And that's a good tip, by the way, if you're making feather sticks for your fire, your starter. If you do that, you're going to get a nice curl. Show you what I mean. I'm just going to push through. See the curl? Okay. This is a pretty hard piece of wood. Okay. Now I'm going to slice. Oops. I've got to learn how to do it there. Let me find a good place to do it. Let's try this side. Now when I'm slicing and I turn, look at the coil on this thing. That's the trick when you do a feather stick. Don't push straight down, slice around like that, and you'll get better curls on your feather sticks. So it cuts this wood, and like I said, this is not soft wood at all. Why am I cutting this up? I don't know. It was up there. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I remember what I was doing with it. I don't need it anymore. And you can see it cuts. I'm just using my thumb to push it in, and it's slicing through there. You ready? Here comes some more. Catch. See that? It's slicing through this thing like butter. Look at that. Wow! Do you think it still cuts paper? Piece of paper. Look at that. You know why, right? D2 steel. Oot. Very nice. I love this knife. I look at this knife and I'm thinking, this is so un-Rough Ryder for me because I bought all their budget stuff. I can't afford these. The other thing about it is I have a calibrated arm. I have a calibrated arm, which tells me that this is 0.36 ounces. Yeah, it's nothing. You got D2 steel here and stainless all over here. I thought it would be heavier. It's light. And my arm's not calibrated. I read it up. Hey, I do my homework sometimes. So there you are. Look at this guy. I know what you're going to ask next. How much does it cost, right? Well, I paid nothing. Sent to me by a gentleman by the name of Robert from New Jersey. And he sent me the most unbelievable mail call I've ever had. 6 knives in it. and some other stuff. Unbelievable. And this was in there. Awesome, awesome. Back to how much it costs. I use Smoky Mountain as a reference because they own Rough Rider. So this guy is that much. I'm just hoping he didn't pay that for it, because that's a lot of money. That would kill my monthly budget like that. I would be eating dirt and drinking water with Mary. Very nice. Very, very nice knife. I think it's worth it. You're not going to find many knives with D2 steel and this well made for that price. Rough Rider Reserve. Very cool. I need to look at that more. I didn't look at them. So there you have it. The Rough Rider Reserve Hawkeye Gentleman's Hawkbill. Very nice. The bone handle. Oh, even the way they laid out the pins is unusual. And of course that big, big shield. I must say I do like the idea of not having anything on the bolsters. Rough Rider always have like a double R or a single R on the bolsters. Not really a fan of that. They kept it nice and simple with just that and that. Very cool. Very nice. Snippy, snappy Hawkbill. You all be safe out there. Especially if you're going to play with something like this. This can do some real damage. So please remember, it does not lock. You don't want to suddenly have it snap on your finger, because as you saw, that's going to sting. Just saying. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. What is going on here? Having all sorts of problems today. Except with this. Just saying. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon. We got a bunch to go through.